All right, here we go. Welcome back, vintage gamers, to a vintage prelim. This is going to be an interesting one. I have a nice legacy port here of 4-color/5-color Green Sun Zenith. I have been waiting patiently to play Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines. This is a card that Commander players thought about banning before it even got printed. Um, it's not that good. It's just a 5 mana double. What's that card called? Panharmonicon that doesn't let opponents creatures trigger. It's a little sus in our deck that is a Green Sun Zenith deck, as I cannot search it off of Green Sun Zenith, but that's fine. I have applied it inside a deck that it loves enter the battlefield effects, and that is the Green Sun Zenith Ephemerate Spellseeker combo deck. So I've kind of merged a existing legacy deck that's kind of a value grindy deck, and I merged it with a vintage brew, I would say, that has seen play in the past, which is Spellseeker combo. So Spellseeker can get Ephemerate. You can Ephemerate your Spellseeker and get like Green Sun Zenith. You can Green Sun Zenith and get an Eternal Witness. Eternal Witness, bring back one of those things. And eventually with Ephemerate, Time Walk, and Eternal Witness, you have an infinite Time Walks. So it does sound kind of complicated, but the fact that Spellseeker can fetch Time Walk, Ephemerate, and Green Sun Zenith for your Eternal Witness makes the combo actually kind of compact and actually pretty reasonable. So I've housed this combo inside of a Green Sun Zenith shell that has entered the battlefield effects. So Endurance, Knight of Autumn, Uro, Ice-Fang Coatl, Siege Rhino. We also get to play an Atraxa at the top end, which is really great, and we can natural order for our Atraxa and that kind of stuff. So I think this is like a little slow for the format, so it'll have problems versus Bazaar, of course, and that's going to be what we're paired up against in round one. But I guess against some of the other decks, like the blue decks in the format and the Tinker decks and the Initiative decks, I think this should be pretty reasonable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think the Spellseeker gets the blue count to be pretty fine. And then our sideboard, we have, anti-artifact, anti-graveyard, anti-creature, and anti-combo. So pretty straightforward. The mana base is a nightmare. It is a Yorion deck because we're doing Enter the Battlefields and we have a lot of targets and all that kind of nonsense. So it should be something. Let's do that. If you'd like to see your deck played on this channel, check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. Let's battle. Okay, here we go. I have a bird. And I have a Tundra Jet hand. It's quite unfortunate because I think this hand is actually very good against blue decks with Force, Flusterstorm. But if my opponent is keeping a 7-card Bazaar hand, which is what they usually do, this hand has a lot of problems. I do have some Strip Mines and Wastelands in the deck. And I do have, of course, Deathrite Shaman and Endurance, but that's probably not going to be good enough in most cases. If this was a green land or a fetch land, I probably would keep this hand regardless. I could just green sun for Deathrite Shaman to start. But because this is a Tundra, I think I'm going to put this back. I'm definitely leaning slightly on the assumption that my opponent is on Bazaar. This doesn't really inspire confidence either. Because we will have a death-touching Ice-Fang Coatl, but none of the other cards are very good. I think I have to put this back as well. This is mostly just because Bazaar is broken. Like, those hands are the first hand I could definitely have kept in a bunch of situations, but this hand is fine. We have a plan, which is better than the other hands, so yep, here's Bazaar. Every time you try to make a fun and do a fun deck, you, of course, get ruined by Bazaar of Baghdad, so pretty much the most powerful card in the format, and it's going to do its thing here. See how good my opponent's 7-card Bazaar hand is. 1 Squee effect, 1 Vengevine, no Hollow One. So, could have been better. Definitely going to go with base snow-covered island into... No, not snow-covered. Maybe it's basic forest No, maybe I can go Snow-Covered Island. Snow-Covered Island, Deathrite Shaman. Probably, yeah. Probably Snow-Covered Island, Deathrite Shaman. If this gets forced, I think that's not the end of the world, as we do have a Spellseeker, but definitely getting a Deathrite Shaman. All right, so Deathrite Shaman could eat the Vengevine or the Master of Death if given enough time. I kind of doubt we'll have enough time, but a guy can dream. Spellseeker can find something strong. Obviously, Natural Order for Atraxa is typically winning. So, like, if I draw Force of Will, maybe we can Natural Order for Atraxa. But if I don't, we'll have to see. Like, if my opponent doesn't present a ton of clock here, then maybe I can eat the Master or the Vengevine. I would have to draw something else. It looks like they found Root Walla Hollow one to bring back Vengevine. Yeah, so I can still eat the Master, but now I'm under significant pressure. Oh, and a Strip Mine, obviously. I don't know why I ever bother fetching a basic. Ruined. I am ruined. Grist. Grist would be nice if I could actually protect it. But I can't. I think I have to eat the Master of Death. The problem is still not really getting better for me, but I think I just eat the Master of Death. Gets 2 life, doesn't let them get a Karn advantage. And then, I don't know, and then what? And then something. I go to 9. No, I go to 8. 8 is a bad number. Yeah, they just don't activate Bazaar. I assume they also have counterspells because that's how this deck works. You kind of just need it to not, either you need to have a Wasteland or you need it to mulligan. I didn't have either of those here. My best draw is probably a land, as a land will let me play a Grist. I drew Force, which Force is a great draw if I had another mana. So if I hadn't gotten Strip Mined, I would actually be able to Natural Order for Atraxa with Force backup, which would be pretty good. But unfortunately, my basic got Strip Mined, which is sad. So I think I just have to play a Grist. Let's see first if I am allowed to do this. No, of course not. They have a Noxious Revival for it. Oh, I mean, I have to force this. I don't have any choice anymore. I'm sure they have a counterspell as well, because... Or maybe they'll have... I mean, maybe they have negation. That might be good. If they... Let's make black mana, and then let's fetch a... green and... blue land. So if they held a negation, then at least they can't, and they have a force. Okay, awesome. So they had a Force of Will, Force of Negation, a Strip Mine, a Wasteland, a Bazaar, 9 free power, and a Noxious Revival. All right. That's pretty good. So we get to bring in Endurances and Surgical Extractions and Swords to Plowshares, which is pretty reasonable. We get to take out Negations. We get to take out Ending. We get to take out... the rest of these cards are fine. They're just slow. Caracas is probably not necessary. Collector Oof, obviously not necessary. Maybe we don't really need the full combo. So yeah, if I had drawn, I guess I still would have gotten my, still would have got Noxious Revival. I think I'm going to take out Mental Misstep, even though it stops Noxious Revival. The Wasteland plan is not like #1 plan. We only have 2 Wastelands and a Strip Mine. I think this Scataxian Probe is probably the next worst card. Let's try this. All right. I mean, we mulliganed to 5, and I actually think we were close to rounding the corner on that one. This hand would be pretty good if I had a fetch land, but because I have a forest, is it still good? I kind of think it isn't. Like, if I play turn 1 Deathrite Shaman and there's no thing to eat, I guess I can still eat creatures. So as long as their play isn't super crazy, it's probably fine. All right, they Serum Powdered and kept another 7-card hand. I'm going to play my basic and my Deathrite Shaman. I guess my Deathrite Shaman can just get forced, and then that is also bad for me. But my best draw is just Fetch Land, probably. I guess Wasteland is also pretty good. Well, Strip Mine is not the end of the world, because at least it gives us mana. But Bazaar Hold Activation is a good play. I definitely just need a Fetch Land off the top of my library. I drew a Spellseeker. I think I'm gonna hold this Beside You. Yeah. Fetch Land, I think we're actually cooking, but see what opponent does here. They're just not gonna activate. Okay. Interesting. Here's an activation. See what they do. We obviously have Vengevine protection. We also are pretty good against Squee right now. So there's like there's a lot to like about the turn 1 Deathrite Shaman basic forest. All right, they pitched nothing that I can eat, which is a pretty solid play. Yeah, I mean, I just have to go next turn. I just want to draw a land. I drew a force. Okay. I don't think playing this Beside You is good because it's one of my actual ways to remove Bazaar, and it's actually a non-counterable way to remove Bazaar. It's also going to give me a mana back after. 2 mana back, so see how long they can continue pitching nonsense. Kind of a weird game of Magic, but it is what I signed up for. We're up against Squee. All right, they pitched Force of Will, Noxious Revival. So they're trying real hard not to let this happen. I mean, I have to just force this back, right? I don't really have a choice. They did pitch 2 forces. I don't know how many forces they're going to have left. Okay, they have another Bazaar. Okay, I think we're winning right now. Maybe 1 Deathrite Shaman is too much for Bazaar Baghdad. I don't know what's going on exactly. I can't imagine they have much leeway. Now I probably would play the Beside You because I can't kill double Bazaars anyways, unfortunately. Vengevine. Okay, so I guess that means they have a hollow one and they're going to get one of their Vengevines into play. Or sorry, they don't even need to because they played Fury. All right, well, one Vengevine coming in. I think we can beat 1 Vengevine if we draw some basics. Oh, they have a hollow one as well. All right. Well, things definitely got more difficult. All right. I could really use some help from my deck. Burrow. I'm gonna play out this Beseiju now. I mean, obviously I could kill the hollow one with Beseiju, but I think I need the mana. All right, so I can block the Basking Root Walla and eat the Fury, so I only take 6. Our draw step has been awful. Our draw step has been very, very bad. Only the Force was a good draw. But, I mean, opponent doesn't have any squeeze going, so it's not like we're 100% dead. We are pretty far from this Coatl being turned on, unfortunately. And we still have no other mana because the opponent has discarded 0 lands and we have drawn 0 fetches. So, all right, we drew a non-fetch. I think the answer is Time Walk. If my opponent counters it, it's unfortunate, obviously, but I think that's our best play. Okay. Now, I'm still just looking for a fetch land. Can't attack. Opponent could activate and put 2 Root Wallas in. Or a fetch land gives me a turned on Root Walla, a Grist. So I can't cast that. So what do I want to do? I have so many choices here. I can gain 3 life and draw a card. I can Ponder and hope to hit a land. I can Spellseeker, which gives me a blocker, and get a Ancestral or Swords. Well, the Coatl is not Death Touching, so I'm not sure the Coatl is good play. I think my answer is Ponder. Because if I just hit a fetch land and then I'm golden, right? If I hit a blue fetch land, I actually have to hit a blue fetch land. Or I don't have to hit a blue fetch land, but blue fetch land is what I want to hit. I guess this could get mental misstepped. I hit Bayou. Bayou, Ramanap Excavator, Surgical Extraction. So if I play a Bayou, I can play a Grist and plus, and that would mill over the Surgical and then draw Ramanap on the next turn. In that case, we can play a Spellseeker. I think Bayou is fine. If they want to kill my Grist, it's okay. This buys me a lot of time and mills over the Surgical Extraction. See what they do with their Bazaars. I kind of expect them to just like double activate here because I turned the Deathrite Shaman off for a turn. See if they have any squeeze left over. Obviously, if they have like a 3 squeeze, it's really bad for us to pitch the Surgical Extraction. All right, there's 1 squee and a Root Walla, so no attack on the Deathrite was good. Do they have another activate here? Not. They held the second activate. That makes me think they have a force, even though they've already used 5 forces. Okay. Unfortunately, my Ramanap doesn't do very much. Maybe they didn't want to activate because they're holding lands in their hand. Maybe Grist Dodge and Negation. It's possible. I do think that this game we have a... Never mind. I was going to say we have a chance, but... my opponent has very skillfully put no lands in their graveyard for 6 turns and had very strong plays. Yeah, we're dead on board, right? I go to 1. Wow. I mean, I just don't know. Like, I think this was fine. If we ever hit a fetch, I think we were easily winning. But we just never hit a fetch, and we were okay. But our opponent, like, really just had the right cards, too. Here's their land in the yard. They just, like, never had any lands. I mean, the deck doesn't have very many lands, so it's fine, but... all right, so they are going to hit me with all of that. Unfortunately, I have to draw Ramanap Excavator. And I need to... I don't know what I need to do. If I had Time Walk... No. I just don't have enough... I just don't have enough stuff. Bad deck building? No, I specifically chose not to play that because I did not feel like it was a reasonable line to. If I'm ever at the point where I'm playing a Spellseeker versus these decks, I've already won. So I specifically chose not to play Crop Rot Tabernacle. Like this game is completely over if I ever had drawn a fetch instead of any of my other lands. So, all right. So I think I need to hit a land and play Ice Fang. A land I cast Ice Fang. I just haven't drawn anything that matters. Awesome. That's just I think we drew abysmal. I don't know what to say. Like I could have put a Crop Rot package. I specifically chose not to play a Crop Rot package. Like I can play one Crop Rot, one Tabernacle. I just think it's not very good, so I chose not to do it. Okay, here we go. Round 2. We're going to try to will some powerful magic into existence. That one looks fine. I like this hand. I would have loved this hand against my last round opponent. I have the Stripvine. I have the Coatl with the double with a bunch of things. I got the natural order for Atraxa. This hand's sweet. Green Sun for something. Deathrite. Probably I'm just supposed to Green Sun for Deathrite to start. Like my other Green Sun targets are higher up the mana curve. This is a sweet hand. I mean, I guess if my opponent goes like combo and I don't have a force of will, maybe it's bad hand. This is it's really a pretty good example of why it's kind of hard to build decks in Vintage, because the ends of the spectrum that decks are placed on is super wide. So like the cards you need to beat Jewel Shops and the cards you need to beat Squee are the complete opposite Magic cards. Which is why it is typically hard for a control deck to function in the format. Not that this is a control deck, but that's like one of the big reasons you don't see a super control deck right now. You could just say that the big reason you don't see a super control deck is because of Bazaar of Baghdad. Bazaar of Baghdad's what really forces you outside of the normal spectrum of Magic. But this hand's sweet. I'm pretty happy to play this hand. Let's get a Deathrite. We've got a Strip Mine in case my opponent is on Bazaar. And then we have some actual fun cards to go off with this. If they're on Shops, we can just natural order for an Atraxa. If they are on Bazaar. Okay, so second Bazaar, but we have our Strip Mine, so we at least have a game plan here. So if they're on Squee and they play, like a Squee into the yard, we can eat the Squee and Strip Mine them, and they can't get this back. Well, I guess they will be able to get this back because we won't really be able to play around Noxious very well. Okay, so they're actually on, not Squee, they're on AggroVine. So we're just going to get ruined by turn 1 Vengevine Hollow One again. Yeah, okay. All right, fair enough. The good news is actually that my opponent's deck doesn't play counter magic, so what we're going to do is slam an Atraxa on the table, and I don't think we can lose from there, so I think we're going to be fine. Night of Autumn. Yeah. Yeah, I think Atraxa actually just wins here on the spot. So, for those who don't know, my first round opponent's deck we're calling CounterVine. It's a Delver style tempo controlling deck that plays free creatures. This one is called AggroVine, and it is a more of an aggressive version. It's playing like Hate Bears and stuff like that. And it doesn't play counter magic. So a 7/7 Vigilance, Lifelink, Flying, Death Touch, draw a million cards is actually just pretty much game over. We'll take a Wasteland and an Uro and a Green Sun Zenith and an Ancestral. Seems pretty good. And we have an unbeatable creature in play. So The opponent's deck typically doesn't play removal. So just having this body is going to win the game. And so, I mean, we did do a really powerful thing here. Turn 2 Atraxa is definitely strong. We even had all the Wastelands and Strip Mines. We were pretty close to Death Touching Coatl. We have multiple stabilizers. So sweet. Can't be upset with this turn of events here. I would say that it's likely that the opponent's deck is a much better matchup for us than the counter version. Our deck is like a little fragile, whereas we can put into play some creatures that are hard for our opponents to beat. The opponent's deck in round 2 here is like very tailored to beat vintage decks. It has got a very specific game plan and doesn't, have a lot of versatility, but it has a lot of redundancy and a lot of ability to play through hate. That's certainly a way to try to beat Atraxa, is level up a Hex Shrinker. I don't think that's ever going to be fast enough, though. Oh, we did just lose our blue source. I don't think that matters, though. I'm definitely gonna wasteland the Cradle. So I will just attack. And then I will wasteland the Cradle and Green Sun for another Deathrite Shaman. I think that's better than like playing Knight of Autumn. Just taking away their ability to Hex Shrinker level up is like their only strong play. So they are going to activate and try to find another Gaia's Cradle, but at this point, I just don't think this is going to even be good enough anyways. We did gain another, 7 life from that attack, and then every time this Atraxa, it blocks, it gains life, it attacks, it gains life. Vigilance is amazing. If you want to learn more about Atraxa, I have a whole video on it, but such a powerful card. Okay, awesome. I'm going to bring in Swords to Plowshares, and I'm going to bring in Endurance. This time, I'm not going to bring in Surgical Extraction. The only card that the opponent plays is typically Vengevine and sometimes a couple Bloodghast, whereas the round 1 opponent has Squeeze and Master of Death, so I actually don't think Surgical Extraction is very good. I do think Endurance and Swords are all great. I think Prismatic Ending is actually good in this matchup as opposed to last round. Don't need Flusterstorm. Don't need Negation. You like barely need Force of Will, to be honest. I definitely board out Force of Will sometimes against Hogak. It's just not really the axis you're fighting on, but sometimes you need to like stop a powerful thing. We don't need Collector Oof though. Definitely don't need that. Probably don't need Probe either, so we can just keep our forces. These cards are all not very good here. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, if I have to play against a Bazaar deck, I'm much happier with our decks against AggroVine. I don't know if our deck shouldn't matter too much for our deck, right? Because we're not really a big Moxen deck. I could have built this deck as a big Moxen deck. There's been decks in the past that built like this and they play Tinker. But I decided I didn't want to deal with the Tinker aspect, so. I guess 1 Surgical is fine because we have Spellseeker. I don't know what to take out, though. All of these cards are so good. Maybe a Spellseeker, which makes my Surgical a little awkward. No, I think Mental Misstep is quite good against our opponent's deck. You want to be able to hit Deathrite Shaman or Hex Shrinker or Root Wall. Like, I actually think Mental Misstep's pretty reasonable. The big ones are Deathrite Shaman and Hex Shrinker, depending on which ones they play. It's really interesting because I think the cards that are good against AggroVine and the cards that are good against CounterVine are very different. Besides Deathrite Shaman is good against both of them, I guess. I should say that. But like some of the cards are like the Flusterstorm is really good in the last matchup, but it's really bad here. Where like a Leyline is really good in the last matchup, but it's actually really bad here. That kind of thing. I mean, I wanted to board out Forest, but like at this point, what else am I doing? Like, I think it's fine. You're missing that all these green cards are also blue cards, so the force count is still fine, probably. Am I lying to myself? Is it massive copium? It's a little bit copium. We could maybe take out some forces. I did discuss taking out forces. Yeah, you missed all the green blue cards. There's like 20 something. And there's also Yorion. So the numbers are a little odd. That is a Hand of Magic the Gathering cards. That's let's put that one back. That's a keep. Interesting. I'm just gonna put this force back. It's not necessary. This is good. This covers us from Vengevines. It gives us a nice attack, nice answer to a threat played on turn 1, and then gives us the ability to restock. So I like this hand a lot. I mean, it also has Ancestral Lotus in it, so. But I think these other 4 cards are good too. Hey, if we can split matches versus Bazaar with our 80 card value pile, I won't be upset. I guess we're gonna have to give credit to this win to Mario for letting me put the 1 surgical in my deck, because we are definitely going to hit a Vengevine here. I guess we could get Mental Misstep still. I should, but then our Ancestral's not getting Mental Misstep. Yeah, I think that these HollowVine, being both of the decks, just put 9 power in every turn 1. That just feels like the answer. It's just 9 power every turn 1. Uh-oh, Chalice of the Void. I did not expect to see Chalice of the Void. 4 Dismember, 4 Hex Drinker, 3 Collector Roof, 2 Mindbreak Chap. I did not expect to see Chalice. Interesting. Yeah, so you can see their deck construction here. Vengevine is the only thing I really want a surgical, but it came in clutch here, so. So I think we'll just start. Well, they have a Wasteland, so we might. I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. Yeah, it's between 9 and 12 power, 9 and 13 power. Oh, what a deck! What a deck! It's very surprising to me that Hollow One has actually lasted as long as it has. I don't hate it, because I do like the idea of there being different Bazaar decks other than just Dredge. But it is frustrating. Well, I mean, if they Chalice on 1 with their Lotus, we're just doomed, right? Don't speak that into existence, please. I'm really surprised they kept Chalice in, but I am gonna lose the Chalice on 1, right? Shouldn't have bottomed my force. Who let me bottom my force? It's weird because their deck is really bad. If they get their Root Wallas and their Hex Drinkers countered, they have to bank entirely on this 5 power if they put Chalice on 1. So it's really, really hard for them to make that play, which they're not going to, because it's not a normal play. They will probably lose because they made this play, but I don't fault them at all. That's such a good draw. No, it's not a good draw, actually, because I can't play my Black Lotus. Justin's an idiot. All right, so the question ends up being, do I just expose this Savannah to Wasteland? I think the answer is yes. I'm going to just Swords this now in case they have Mental Misstep. They do have Mental Misstep in their deck. Yeah, I'm just going to go Savannah Swords. If they want to Wasteland, if they want to spend their turn Wastelanding me, I think that's okay. Yeah, like I said, it's very uncommon for my opponent's deck to play Chalice on 1, because they have 4 Root Walla, 4 green Root Walla, 3 red Root Walla, 4 Hex Drinker. Their deck almost entirely composed of one mana creatures. But in this situation, you might want to. Very interesting. I expected they just play Wasteland here and then don't activate. Because their last card is Beseiju. Oh, they are going to activate. Interesting. Maybe they're looking for more Rootwallas. Also, just Swordsing right away gives us a lot of time. Okay, so we don't know any cards left in their hand. So they have one unknown that we don't know anything about. And I guess I can't fetch for a basic island, huh? Well, let's hope they don't have Mental Mist. Do I want to play around Wasteland? I don't actually think I do. I think I would... Well, I guess there's no other play on this turn. Maybe I do. No, I think I would just... I guess it doesn't matter. But, like, if they're going to be Wastelanding me, I think I'm happy. Oh, they did draw Mental Misstep. Wow. Okay. Okay. So we just have to hit mana sources now and play Endurance. They should probably upkeep a Bizarre activation. They didn't. I would definitely wanted them to upkeep a Bizarre activation there, and you can hit Rootwallas. Nice. That's actually a really good draw. No, it's okay. We're looking pretty good in this game. I guess they could have drawn Dismember as their one card, and then that would answer one of our things. They can obviously play a Collector Roof off of this Black Lotus as well. If they hit land drops, maybe they can cast stuff. All right, so they're going to go back down to one card here. They hit double Rootwalla and pitched a Gaia's Cradle. If they're pitching a Gaia's Cradle here, what can that possibly mean? And this is why they didn't play Chalice on one. Strip Mine. Yeah, okay. That's a good activation, I must say. Well, land, I guess. Demonic Tutor. Okay. Thank you, Bird of Paradise, I guess. The answer is just land, right? I think the answer is just land. All right, so my opponent should activate Bazaar on their upkeep. If they had activated Bazaar on their upkeep last turn, they might have hit double Rootwalla. They chose not to activate it. No. I don't think that's a good... I think I'd rather just get the land. I guess it does play around Wasteland. It's interesting. Yeah, there's definitely merit to getting ending. I did look at ending, but I didn't really consider ending. Grist. Wow. That's got to be even better. Green, black. That's so good on this board. I guess they also have Black Lotus pumps that we have to be aware of. Like I could get double pumped here on the attack. I just milled over Misty Rainforest, or just milled over a forest. Sorry. Okay, see what happens. They get to draw and do another Bizarre activation. They can currently kill it with a Black Lotus. I think that's fine though. We trade 1 for 1, and we get rid of their Black Lotus. I think I'm okay with that. They hit another Rootwalla. It's pretty good. All attacking me. I am going to just trade. Seems fair. I mean, the Bazaar being active for a long time has been brutal, but I also think they've like hit some pretty solid hits, right? Like there's a bunch of cards that they don't want to hit, and they haven't really hit those. Uro's pretty sweet here. I think we just cast Uro. If we ever get this Uro in play, they can't really beat that either. This can also get us a Dryad Arbor if we really need one. I don't really like the way my opponent played this game out, to be perfectly honest. I think they should have had the Bazaar activations in their upkeeps, and then when they did go for the Bazaar activation with 2 cards in hand, I would have wanted them to keep this Gaia's Cradle. I don't know if they would have won if they had played the way I would like them to have played, but I think they would be in a better spot. Now I think they're just completely doomed. I don't even have to... I can just get a green or blue land and play an Uro. There is definitely a learning curve to these kind of decks, just in the basic mechanics of the deck. And then there's also a learning curve in like learning when you should be pushing and when you shouldn't. But this should just be game. I can get a plains I can't get, so I have to get Tropical Island. And I can go red, green, green, blue, blue, Uro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. That felt a lot better. It was still precariously close. The mental misstep on my Ancestral was basically the biggest Bazaar activation of all time. Yeah, I mean, Cradle would have let them pump Root Wall every turn as well. I think there was a lot to be desired from the sequencing my opponent chose. The misstep, though, really bought them a ton of time. It was impressively powerful. Okay, here we go. Round 3. Hopefully we get to play against a non-Bazaar deck. My hopes are not high. Oh my god, it just didn't reveal my Yorion. The second click turned it off, and then I F2'd through it. Okay, well, we get to have 80 cards, but have no benefit. At least we have turn 1 Mana Dork into turn 2 Uro, I guess. All right, Basic Island, or not Basic Island, Blue Fetch. Yeah, Mind Games, that's the one. Thank you, Magic Online. You get Flusterstormed? Yeah, getting Flusterstormed here is so bad for us, I must admit. It's kind of a huge nightmare. Okay. Hopefully we're grinding, because if we're getting combo killed by Tinker, we are looking silly. Maybe they'll play an Urza Saga and we'll wasteland it. I don't know. I really do wish I had a Yorion. Not that the Yorion matters at all right now currently, and maybe the Yorion won't matter, but I'll be sad if it does. I clicked it and it lagged, so I clicked it again, and then I hit OK, and it was sad. Okay, it's a Mana Crypt. Things are bad. Tinker, kill me. Ooh, Narset. That's quite good against my Uros. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be having a good time here. Time Vault Key. All right, well, maybe if I top deck exactly my one Collector Oof. Time Vault Key is a strong combination. All right, cool. All right, you go next. All right, I would like another Collector Roof in my deck. I would like Flusterstorms, and I would like Vigors. How do I fit all of those magic cards into my deck? I don't know. Probably don't need a Grist or a Birds of Paradise or a I don't know, man. An Uro, Endurance. Probably don't need Endurance. Are you sure we don't need a Siege Rhino? We could use a Siege Rhino. Probably don't need a Siege Rhino. And a... And a... And a... I will not get rid of mommy. Caracas. Perfect. Submit. I think Knight is good because Knight blows up sagas and artifacts and stuff. So I want to keep Knight. Yeah, that was quite the brutalness. Oh, we have a better idea what's going on now, so that's always nice. And I have a bird. I have the Collector Roof. I guess it's a keep. Can I really afford to be mulliganing this? Yeah, Elesh Norn, I don't know, man. It's a creature. It attacks. Think of the value. Unfortunately, my negation here does not protect my Collector Roof, but... all right. Land? Time Walk. Oh, now I don't have to search for Time Walk. Yeah, I definitely wish it was a blue card. Aha! Time Vault Key me now. I think if we draw a fetch land, we're actually in a decent spot. Like, I think a fetch land looks kind of good here. Yeah, any fetch landers? That's a wasteland. Why is our mana so bad? I'm gonna put the Yorion in my hand. I'm also not going to attack in case, I don't know, something bad happens. Seems fair. Are we getting brainstormed here? Oh yeah, we is. They get to put back all the artifacts. I don't know if my deck plays any blue lands. It probably doesn't. And we're gonna draw like Dryad Arbor, basic forest, basic plains next. Am I getting fatal pushed? No. Okay. Yeah. Black Lotus. Still have a Collector Roof in play. Does that foil your plan? Oh, Tinker? Not on my watch. Oh, they had force backup. Well, I guess it's on my watch. Oh, Sphinx. We can beat Sphinx. Sphinx is no problem. We have Swords to Plowshares in our deck. Just need a blue land. Just need a fucking blue land. Please. Please. Just let me play Magic. It's going to take too long and we're going to die to Sphinx. So sad, man. This is not even good against us. It would have been better for them to get Citadel. Our mana is just so sad. They have one card left. If we just hit a blue land... I'll just do it for 2 in case I want something else. I hope they don't have a Flusterstorm or a Negation. They don't. All right, I can get a Deathrite Shaman. All right, it's fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Do not worry, chat. Everything. They have Hardcast Force up now. All right. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I have 5 mana, so I'm gonna start by Time Walking. And if it resolves, great. We play a Spellseeker. We actually just take infinite turns here, right? Should we just take infinite turns instead? I guess it could get negated. I'm pretty sure we have infinite turns. I kind of forget how the infinite turns work, but like we just Spellseeker for Green Sun Zenith, and then Green Sun for Time Walk. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a land drop for that to work. So maybe I should just get swords. Just get swords to start. I guess if this gets countered, things are bad. Oh, wow. They held it. Damn. So they had Hardcast Force as their last card. All right. Well, we still have a bunch of draws. Unfortunately, this Coatl doesn't block. So we also can't play Yorion. Do we play Elesh Norn first? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't have enough to play Elesh Norn and Coatl. I think it's probably better if I just play the Coatl. It's going to give me more draws with Ephemerate. Oh, you're right. Pearl is turned off. That's fine. Oh, should I have just wastelanded my opponent? Did I just like throw the game? Maybe I threw the game. Could I have just wastelanded my opponent and then gone to my next turn and Spellseekers? Yeah, I threw the game. I don't know why I didn't. I mean, I talked about like I talked about it, but they don't have to have force. They could have force of negation or fluster. I probably just threw the game. I should have just wastelanded and gone to my next turn. All right. Well, I still have all the same outs as before. Unless they Yogg will. Does this help me anyway? Because I can't miss up. No. I could just go to my next turn and I just go Spellseeker Swords instead of going for infinite turns, and then I just win with Swords of Plowshares. I threw the game, I think. I think I should have just gone Time Walk, Wasteland next turn. Oh, they have an artifact in play. Yeah, I'm gonna... Yeah. I don't know, maybe. It's kind of close. It's probably not that close. Probably just bad. I mean, it's weird because I like talked about force, but I didn't even consider like trying to get them off of force. It's so sad though. Like I just had this. I had the this. I should never lose to Sphinx. I should never lose to Sphinx. My deck is so good against Sphinx. All right. Well, I'm gonna cast this on my Ice Fang Coatl, and I'm gonna draw 2 more total cards. And that's a Savannah, and this is a Prismatic Vista, and we lose. I'm so sad, chat. I'm sorry. I just need to play better, man. Should we just play Mom for fun? I just should just play around Force. Oh, well. It's bad. It's just it's actually the wrong play for my opponent to make. My opponent was supposed to go for Citadel. They went for the wrong play, and I let them win. There is no justice. There is just no justice. Why is this streamer so bad? Okay, here we go, round 4. I got a bird. My hand does not function. Let's try again. Why can't this be a fetch land? His hand is actually good if it's a fetch land. Still keeping, because I do have a cycle off of Ice Fang, but... Yeah, it's probably right to cast this. It's bad against exactly Vigor, but it's good against a lot of other things. I guess we just lose if I get Vigored here, so maybe I'm supposed to. Okay, Volcanic Island. Okay, Ruby. Okay. And Dreadhorde. This is great. I sure hope this resolves. God, monkey. We're really doing the monkey thing, huh? God, it's so good if this resolves. Of course. That would not be allowable. They hit Time Walk. All right, well, okay. That's my infinite combo that they just removed from my deck, so it's kind of awkward. Should we just slam a Siege Rhino? You know, I did come here to slam a Siege Rhino, so... I don't think the Siege Rhino is, like, terribly bad. It definitely has some downsides. Green, blue, land, green, black, white. Like a 4/5 is actually quite good in the format right now. And you can find it off of Green Sun Zenith, so it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's not like... It is kind of memeing, but it's like it's actually not as bad as you would think it is. Four five is really strong. I think we're going to easily win this game because we have a 4/5 Rhino that's green sensitive, so... I chose this because even if they bolt my excavator, I still have Dryad Arbor to search up. So... I do think that the Siege Rhino will unironically win this game. Oh. Uh-oh. It's pretty good against Siege Rhino. I did not expect them to be Rug. I guess they're 4-color walkers then. It's the 1-2 matchup. It's the 1-2 matchup. All right. Well, my Siege Rhino may die. Does I think Uro makes me put a land from my hand into play, right? Oh, they're gonna stand up treasure token. Interesting. Do I still fetch a Dryad Arbor here? Probably. Okay, so I can play a land from my graveyard. And then an Uro, a land, and I'm what, 1 mana short? You think they're just going to trade off this for the Siege Rhino? I guess we should make the Siege Rhino attack first. so that we don't give them extra information. Unless I draw something off of the Uro, like a swords. Would I, if I draw Wasteland, would I double Wasteland? I think I'm going to just start by casting Uro. I guess I can't cast Uro tapping for black mana. It's kind of unfortunate I don't have a Time Walk in my deck, but ooh. What does Green Sun Zenith do for us here? Just Ice Fang or Deathrite. Collector Oof is, I guess Collector Oof is actually kind of reasonable. Oof is not actually that good because they just keep standing things up. Revoker, yeah. I do think we have to make this attack. But unfortunately, the amount of artifacts they have is very problematic. No, but I just don't know. I mean, we have an Uro, but it's a little hard to cast our Uro at the moment. Yeah, but I could just go for a Ice Fang and get an actual draw card, right? Maybe I don't need to. Sure. I mean, the Collector Roof doesn't stop anything, though, right? They just turn off the Collector Roof. I guess then they die. I guess we're going to draw a card with Uro next turn. All right, I'll trust. Wait, I forgot I have 2 mocks in chat. Oh, my God. It's fine, probably. Chat got me. Wait, did they just... Oh no! I have been bamboozled! Oh my God. Slasher killed me! Wait, what? What is that attack? That attack makes no sense. I've been freed. I guess I still can't flashback Uro because I have no mana. Okay, we're fine. All right, well, chat... Slasher killed me, and then we somehow were freed by our opponent from death, which, I mean, I will take, but good lord. Oh, chat advantage is so strong. Holy shit, are we gonna cast that? No, we don't have a black mana yet. We are Wasteland locked, I guess, but we have triple basics, so... Oh, I forgot to put Yorion in my hand! I'm so bad. I was reading chat. It's fine. Everything's fine. Endurance! We are out from the lock. Beautiful. God, what a game of Magic the Gathering that's happening right now. I can't believe opponents swapped. It was such a crazy good play, and then it wasn't a good play anymore. Man. What a brutal life. Should I just play the Flash? I guess they're not going to be able to... Yeah, okay. What a game of Magic the Gathering this was. Woof. Oh, baby. Your play won the game the more you think about it. This isn't even Legacy. Stop it. I know I'm playing Legacy deck, and I know my opponent's playing a Legacy deck, but it doesn't mean we're playing Legacy. This thing trample? Does not trample. I just wish that the streamer could play at a level that was above a basic human being at some point this year. I don't know. This card feels like it should have trample. Am I wrong? Does this card not look like a trampling elder giant? Oh, that's an Urko. It's a pretty good hit. If I didn't have like Uro. Oh wait, Yorion. Oh no, wait, that'll kill it. Probably not a good idea. We could just play Atraxa, I guess. It is. No, it does. I draw a card, and then I get to rebuy it. It's totally fine. I think I just attack them and then play a Atraxa. I don't have a black mana to use my Deathrite, so I can't drain. They just turn off my Atraxa, but then I'm still winning, so... Yeah, I'm just going to attack them with the lethal Uro, and then... I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... I could just play Yorion and hold up Endurance. Or I could play Endurance and Yorion it, or something. I don't know. All of my plans look like they win the game. I want to play Atraxa and blink it with Yorion, to be honest. Yes, Slasher, but which combination? The decision paralysis is so real. Die. Atraxa plan does seem the coolest. I do agree. You think casting 0 of them would work? I'm not 100% sure casting 0 of them would work. Black, white, blue, green, other colors, Traxa. No, they didn't even let me resolve the trigger. God bless. Well, that was fun. I can't make any comments on how well the game of Magic was played, but the game was fun. All right, I'm thinking we want maybe swords. We want maybe endurances. I don't actually think I actively want Collect Roof in my deck. It might let Slasher try to kill me again, so we might want to take that one out. I actually think, unironically, Siege Rhino is good here. Night of Autumn doesn't seem necessary. Yeah, it's just a green sun target. Like I think legitimately, like the 4/5 body is a real thing. And there are definitely creature decks in the format. We don't need a Beseiju, right? Beseiju seems bad. We probably don't need that card. I need to cut 2 more Magic cards. I guess I could just play 82. Like, what's the real harm at that point? We could probably trim a Wasteland. What if we just trim both Wastelands? Seems fine. Yeah, so 5 toughness is actually the magic number in Vintage because of Hollow One and Vengevine. All right, I have a bird. Ooh! I'm about to become very in tune with the sun. Are we gonna get a AggroVine? Oh, Deathray Shaman. Should we get a competing Deathray Shaman? Is that the plan? All right, chat. How are we sequencing this? Slasher responses only. Oh, the Spellseeker as well. Oh boy, I have so many choices here. I could just Green Sun for a Grist. I have no idea. I was thinking like maybe we lead on basic forest, Green Sun for Dryad. No, that doesn't work. I was thinking we lead on Green Sun for Dryad Arbor, and then if it resolves, like doesn't get misstepped, then we Ancestral or something. And then we go for a Deathrite Shaman. Maybe that's not even good. I kind of want a competing Deathrite Shaman, but I kind of don't want a competing Deathrite Shaman. We could, of course, get a Raminap Excavator. That's not very good against an opponent's Deathrite Shaman. We could just get a Grist, which is pretty sick. I could just play Spellseeker and get a Swords and Swords the Deathrite Shaman, which is like also a very reasonable line, but doesn't accelerate our mana at all. I think Spellseeker for Ephemerate is just like a little greedy. Doesn't seem necessary. All right, I'm gonna go basic Island Ancestral first, because I actually don't think the Ancestral resolving is a big deal. Oh, everything is just resolving. Interesting. I have negative faith in the Slasher response. True. I might get a Bird of Paradise, to be honest with you. How can we lose? So they play an Oko. We'll have some amount of mana next turn. Okay, here's Oko. Oh, Narset, sure. Force of Will. So Force of Will we can play around. Ren plus Bolt. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. I think we just go fetch go. No, we could go. We can't Green Sun for a Grist because we can't hold up Fluster. We can play Spellseeker and hold up Fluster and get Ephemerate. It's pretty good. We can just play Endurance. I think I like the idea of pass with Endurance Fluster open. They also have to like eat a land to do something. They will get an extra 2 cards from their draw step plus Narset, but I think that's okay. And also gets a creature in play maybe to attack the Narset if we want to. Not even sure we need to attack the Narset. We should probably start looking for the Spellseeker Ephemerate Infinite combo. They hit double Moxen. It's a very Rug Deathrite Shaman thing of you to do. They're just going to play a Minx. Okay. Worse. I was like, we don't have a lot of mana. And then they just went Mox Mox. right. Certainly makes my life more difficult. I guess if they force this, I actually lose the interaction because they had so much extra mana. But if they force this, then I think we're looking good for like time walking, so. So I think the answer is, what is the answer? This Deathrite battle, like, for some reason, we're just straight up losing it the whole time. Maybe at the end step I was supposed to eat, but that doesn't really help me. I don't think they would eat in response, but maybe they should have. Maybe I was supposed to do that. I wasn't really thinking about attacking the Boo that much. But I do now realize I don't have all of the cards I want to have, knowing they have Force of Will. No, I know, but we can't resolve a Grist because we don't have enough mana. Through a Force of Will, I should say. So I think we have to just resolve a Spellseeker instead. Which is probably fine. I guess my opponent could make a large Boo. I guess we like lose to Time Walk in that line. We don't have 5 mana. We have 4 mana because my opponent has a Deathrite Shaman, so I don't have a Deathrite Shaman. I think we're okay, but there are definitely cards I'm losing to now. Miquin Sauce may have been right, just trying to bait a Deathrite activation, and they're just blocking? Huh. So I could Ephemerate and get... I could Ephemerate my Spellseeker now and get... I think I'm going to Ephemerate my Spellseeker now. The problem is... How does that do for me, actually? I can get swords and make them force swords. So they're going to force the Ephemerate. Well, I don't want them to... I guess it doesn't matter if they force Ephemerate. I mean, I still kind of want Ephemerate so I can go for Time Walk kill next turn. They're just going to draw so many cards. If they draw a Time Walk, we're going to lose. But this Fluster doesn't actually get better than it does right now, right? I think if we get a turn, we'll be okay. But if we don't get a turn, it's really bad for us. Especially because I don't have a Veil in my deck. So I can't just, like, get a Veil off of the Ephemerate and then a Veil on my upkeep. Or Veil before I do anything. So may have made some mistakes there. I wonder if I am supposed to have a Veil in my sideboard for like a blue matchups. Most of the time, if I'm looking for a counter magic protection, I'll grab the Flusterstorm. So yeah, I think I'm just like most worried about my opponent drawing a Time Walk. But like I said, if they draw a Time Walk, I can't fluster the Time Walk anyways. So they just hit the Endurance. I feel like that's really good for us. Ren 6, okay. Wasteland, okay. So I currently have enough mana to do one loop. Oh, wait, this is never going to come back from exile unless I... do I have to blink something then? I think I do. So I guess I'll blink the bird and go for Deathrite attacks. I guess they did tap out of Pyroblast. Yeah, I think I have to bounce the bird so I can keep this Ephemerate in my yard. Which I think is not the end of the world. So... this... Time Walk. Oh, I have 5 minutes on my clock? I'm screwed. Attack. Boo. I'm gonna get a non Eternal Witness here just because I think I need another attacker anyways. I need to play so much faster than I am. I had no idea. So do I have lethal here? If I get back Ephemerate and then get back Time Walk? Not exactly, because I don't have enough mana. I think I'm a mana short. Am I wrong? Oh, I also have I'm also gonna get wastelanded. So should I maybe not go for it? It's probably still fine. This only gives me one attacker though. So maybe I just need to get something else. I have not played through this enough times to be very confident here. I think I'm short. Oh wait, maybe I have enough mana because I don't need to cast Eternal Witness every turn now. So I think we're fine. It was just the first turn I needed like 1,000,000 mana. Where's this card? Where's the card? Oh, there it is. Oh, I was supposed to get back Ephemerate. Whoops. No, I have a Yorion still, right? So it's fine. Oh, it's not fine because I can't do it all in one turn. So I fucked that up. That's fine. Yeah, I needed to get back Ephemerate first, and I just didn't. It's fine. Everything's fine. I lost the infinite turns, but I'll just get it back. Yeah, I messed up. Attack. No, because this doesn't come back right away. I need to get back Ephemerate first. I just did it in the wrong order. I should have played the Caracas first before doing that. I probably should have Ephemerated now instead of later. I played this really badly, unfortunately. At the end step there, I should have Ephemerated before they can untap and draw something that actually works. And then I could actually probably maybe even Ephemerate the Yorion. Maybe I'm supposed to Ephemerate the Eternal Witness here to force this. I don't know. It's clock problems. Huge clock problems. Fuck. If this would have worked if I had done the Eternal Witness, because then I would have been able to pick up the Yorion and force this. Okay, I fucked up again. God bless. I thought that was a good idea, and then it turned out it was not a good idea. I think we're going to win. I don't think it's a big deal, but I definitely played the ending portions of this game about as badly as you could possibly play them. Maybe not as badly, because I did put the combo into play. But then everything after that was a nightmare. Whoops. Well, I mean, I have 1 minute on my clock. I got to go quick. I'm going to make some mistakes in a deck I haven't really played before. It's fine. Bird down. Because I have a minute on my clock and I'm just trying to make plays. I just didn't think about it because I was thinking the only thing I was thinking about is if they Pyroblast, I need to bounce my Yorion. That's the only thing I was thinking about. I can tell you that much. Did they have enough red mana to Pyroblast after they played the monkey? Because that would be a good reason not to Caracas the monkey. I don't think I want to resolve a natural order, to be honest with you. Did I get the F3? I wanted to F3 and Caracas bounce that, but I didn't get it off in time. I could have responded by bouncing the monkey. Oh my god, they have more. I need to stop. I need to stop. I need to stop. No, I didn't get a stop in time. All the things I did killed me. It's my own fault. I played super slow. No, I can't win from now on. I don't have enough time. Rhino, maybe. What about Rhino? Oh my god, I have enough time to Rhino. Oh my god. No, they have a fucking food token. Why is it not F6ing? That's so sad. If I had just got the F3 off to go for the Caracas, that would have won us the game. Oh, I have to choose attacker here? That's so unfortunate. Why don't... Is that not F6? That's so sad. I have 2 seconds on my clock. I can't do anything, chat. I can only attack. I tried to F3 so I could have Caracas the hamster token, but it was just not enough. I couldn't F3 fast enough. The fact that I have to attack a player here is like a huge nightmare. Because I might be able to do this fast enough if I don't have to do that. I might still be fast enough. It's possible. Whoa, no, you do a creature? That's nuts. Don't think swordsing this helps at all. I can't cast a single spell in 6 seconds. The MTGO lag will kill me. Yep. Unfortunately, a creature beats me here, though. Wait. Swords. I need to get a second here to fucking F6. Oh, come on! Oh, Ephemerate would have done it too. Yeah, but I would have to pay for Fluster, unfortunately. This also does it because they gain 1 life and this gets in. I actually got this spell off, but they had the Fluster. I deserve to win that game so badly. But I guess I don't deserve to win that game. I threw it in like 800 different ways. I had infinite turns and I messed up, so. But then I could have won if I had gotten my F3 off. Oh, there were so many things. It was very sad. Come on, I deserve it. My deck was better than theirs. Nah, I played like shit. It's fine. I had to play faster. Putting all these stops back on. Which stop am I missing here? My TFT roll downs are horrible. I am really bad under clock pressure. I typically just don't get into clock pressure is the way to play it. If my opponent did draw like exactly the right cards to win though, which is pretty impressive. Like they hit the Pyroblast off of the 1 card on the Minx and Boo, which shouldn't actually have won the game, but with the clock problem, it did win the game. It's pretty sweet, though, that this deck is just going to beat up on 4-color Deathray Shaman. All right, I don't know if I'm missing any... Let me just check my stops here. I'm missing End of Combat and End of Second Main. Draw. Okay, cool. All right, that was fun. So really, pretty much just a 2/2 here. Obviously, pilot error stops us from getting into 2/2, but this deck is sweet. Definitely a problem against Bazaar. Bazaar is a huge issue, but I feel like it has the tools to beat, the other decks in the format. I had a lot of fun. The Siege Rhino was legitimately good multiple times, so that was pretty sweet. And we got to put a hard cast in Atraxa. We did not get to do the Elesh Norn thing. We did cast an Elesh Norn, but then we died. The mana in this deck is like really, really bad. And in Legacy, you can probably get away with this mana because the format is so slow. But in Vintage, if you miss up on your mana for like a single turn, you just die. And that happened multiple times for sure. So things to think about. But I think it's actually kind of legitimate to cast Siege Rhino in Vintage. So that's pretty exciting. Thanks for watching. New videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday on my YouTube channel. I will see you then.